Is Chianti a place or a grape? What is a DOC or a DOCG wine? There are so many words on an Italian wine label. How do I understand what it all means? In this episode, we'll take a look at Italian wine labels and help you understand the information that you can find on these labels. Give our video a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more. Italian wine labels are quite varied in how they look, but fortunately, there is a specific set of information that we look for that will help us determine what the wine is. Understanding the layout of Italian wine labels and the specific terms used is the first step in understanding Italian wines.
That's right. No matter how different Italian wine labels look, at the very least, they'll always have alcohol content and the volume listed. But there are ways that Italian wine producers will label their wines. They can label by region, by grape variety, or by proprietary name.
The majority of Italian wine producers label their wines by geographic region or subregion. For example, it might say Barolo, Barbaresco, Chianti, Soave, or Gavi. The region or subregion is what will give you a clue to the grape or grapes, because the grapes grown in every region are controlled by law. Some regions have only one grape, one red wine or one white wine. Some have a few different grapes that are required to be blended together. So the key really is to know what grapes are permitted in that specific region in order to understand what is in the bottle. For example, if the bottle says Barolo or Barbaresco, then it's a Nebbiolo. If it says Chianti, it's Sangiovese. If it says Soave, it's Garganega. And if it says Gavi, it's Cortese.
Well, some producers label their wine by grape variety too. For example, Pinot Grigio and Barbera are two grape varieties written on the label. Some also include the region in the name, such as Dolcetto d'Alba, which is Dolcetto grapes from Alba, or Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, Montepulciano grapes from Abruzzo. But in cases like Nero d'Avola, that's the name of the grape itself. Yep, it can be confusing, but in all of these examples, the grape variety is written on the label.
The third way producers can label their wines is a proprietary name or a brand name. These are fantasy names such as Sassicaia, Ornellaia, and Tignanello, and they're commonly found on IGT classified wines.
Well, while we know that Chianti is a Sangiovese, which means it's a red wine, there are wine labels that will include the type of wine. Rosso is a red wine, Bianco is a white wine, and Rosato is a rosé wine. If the wine is dry, it will say Secco. If it's sweet, it will say Dolce.
The grapes grown in every region are controlled by law, and in addition, there are classification systems, and it's a hierarchical tier system. So at the very bottom, you have Vino da Tavola, or table wines. And these are more typical to find when you're in Italy. They're everyday drinking wines with very few rules and regulations, but very uncommon to find outside of Italy. The next we have IGT, a geographical indication wine that is produced in a specific area. It's not as strict as DOC or DOCG because they can have non-Italian grapes like Merlot or Cabernet Sauvignon or Chardonnay. Then you have DOC, or controlled designation of origin. Wines that are produced in specific, well-defined regions according to very precise rules designed to preserve the traditional winemaking practices of each region. A wine has to meet certain quality standards to qualify as DOC, and the winery can state the vineyard that the grapes came from, but they cannot put the name of the grape on the bottle. And then the top of the pyramid is the DOCG, or the controlled and guaranteed designation of origin, sort of a step up from DOC. And that makes it a little bit more stringent. They have lower yields, and it also has, these wines have to pass an evaluation, an analysis, and a tasting by a government licensed committee before they can be bottled. There are currently 74 Italian DOCG wines.
Well, you might also find the word Classico, Riserva, or Superiore on the label. And unlike in the US, these terms actually mean something. Classico refers to a classic zone within the region. It's not a better wine or made differently, it's classic. For example, Chianti Classico is wine made from historic center zone in the region. In Italy, Riserva is a wine that's been aged for longer than the non-Riserva. It's typically a year longer. And this is something that region dictates through rules and regulations. Superiore is a high quality designation and sometimes means a little higher alcohol.
There are some other keywords that might be on a label. If you see Cascina or Cantina, both mean winery. Fattoria means farm. Azienda means company. Vigneto means vineyard. Tenuta is a property, and Poggio means hill. And this could be on the name of the label of the producer or of the wine. You may also see the words imbottigliata da and a bottling company name. This gives the name of the winery or company that bottled the wine. And if the wine says this and the winery's name, it means the winery produced and bottled it on site at their estate.
Well, last but not least, on the back of the label, you can find the city where the wine is made. And this might help identify the region if you don't know the sub-region on the front of the label. You'll also find the name of the importer on the back of the label. And of course, go to their websites for more information.
Yeah, whoosh.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of information. But understanding what's included on an Italian wine label opens up the door to so much more. So don't let labels intimidate you. Explore the world of Italian wine. It is really worth it. We hope you enjoyed this video. Give our video a like and subscribe to our channel for more.